Kevin Durant exposed his teammates on a secret burner account, face screaming in fear. Houston Rockets owner drops a shock move you won't believe.
And the allegations have always been out there, right? KD has a burner, KD has a burner. They found it. There's even a tweet.
For months, people were talking again about Kevin Durant and his secret burner accounts. Now the drama has blown up after he was allegedly caught using one to criticize and embarrass his own team online. The owner of the Houston Rockets even responded with a surprising move. So what really happened? During the 2026 NBA All-Star Weekend, screenshots from a supposed Kevin Durant burner account on X, named AG7, started spreading online. The messages, shared from private group chats, reportedly targeted players on the Rockets, former teammates, coaches, and other NBA stars. The worst part? The screenshots came out right before the All-Star game tipped off, but Durant having burner accounts isn't new. Around the league, everyone knows he's used them before, and he's admitted it himself. Back in 2017, he accidentally tweeted from his verified account while trying to defend his move from the Oklahoma City Thunder. In those tweets, he criticized the team, head coach Billy Donovan, and former teammate Russell Westbrook, while referring to himself in the third person. He forgot to switch accounts, and the mistake quickly went viral. Even Joel Embiid and many other players made fun of him for it. In 2019, Durant admitted on the boardroom that he created burner accounts so he could talk freely with friends and family and feel more normal. Then in 2020, on the All the Smoke podcast, he said he still planned to keep using them. He made it clear himself.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted to be stealth. I didn't want nobody to know that was me. I mean, that's really why you get a burner account.
That was Kevin Durant speaking openly on camera about why he uses burner accounts. He didn't try to hide it. He clearly told everyone that he likes to stay low-key and move in stealth mode online.
Like seriously, if you're questioning what I'm doing, then shit, why not get it from the source if you're that interested?
The whole burner account situation has been part of Kevin Durant's story for almost 10 years. So no one was surprised that he might have one. What really shocked people this time was what the messages actually said. The leaked screenshots showed the account heavily criticizing Jabari Smith Jr., saying he couldn't make shots or get defensive stops and calling him a lost cause. The messages also targeted Alperen Sengun, claiming the Rockets franchise center couldn't shoot or defend and that his weaknesses were a bigger problem than turnovers. Another message mocked the team overall after a bad stretch of play. One YouTuber who was covering the situation live went through the screenshots in detail, explaining exactly what the account allegedly said about those Houston Rockets players.
He actually calls out Alperen Sengun, his current teammate, in this first screenshot here you're going to see on the screen. Coach called that play to pass to Alpi, LOL.
And that was only the beginning. The account didn't just criticize the team in general. It reportedly singled out Jabari Smith Jr. again, going at him directly with even harsher comments.
Steve Kerr hasn't drawn up one player suggested anything, but he's a three-time champ.
The messages didn't just target current teammates. They also went after other big NBA names. The account allegedly criticized Stephen Curry, Devin Booker, Steve Kerr, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Ben Simmons' one message claimed that Kerr hadn't really drawn up anything special as a coach, despite being a three-time champion. Another suggested that if players didn't set screens and pass up shots for Curry, they would get benched. The account also reportedly called Booker and former Suns coach Frank Vogel dictators. One message even said that the Phoenix Suns were my team when we lose and Book's team when we win, implying frustration over how credit and blame were handled.
Kevin Durant is seen glued to his phone as he walks into the tunnel to get ready for the All-Star game.
That comment about Steve Kerr came from the same leaked group chat screenshots. Around the same time, people also found a tweet from 2023 where a random fan account had already claimed that a Thayer77 was linked to Kevin Durant. That old tweet resurfaced the same day the screenshots dropped, which made the situation look even worse. Then there was the timing and the optics. Durant was seen on camera walking into the tunnel before the All-Star game, focused on his phone. He was also on his phone while standing on the court during player introductions, with everything blowing up online at that exact moment. Fans quickly connected the dots and started speculating.
And you're calling Alperen Sengun the best player on the Rockets besides yourself.
That was the reaction from many people watching live. They felt Kevin Durant didn't look relaxed or locked in, but instead seemed concerned while checking his phone during the All-Star pregame moments.
And the thing is, too, he's basically badmouthed every player on every team in the league.
The image of Kevin Durant holding his phone with a nervous look quickly became the symbol of the entire controversy. Social media spread that clip everywhere, and the Houston Rockets were left dealing with the backlash. What made this situation serious wasn't just that a burner account existed. It was what the messages actually said. These weren't general complaints about team chemistry or frustration after a tough loss. The leaked messages allegedly called out specific teammates by name, criticized their skills, questioned their basketball IQ, and downplayed their importance to the franchise. That's what shifted the story from a typical funny burner account moment into something that could genuinely hurt locker room trust. Take Jabari Smith Jr., for example. The 22-year-old forward was drafted 3rd overall in 2022 out of Auburn and is viewed as part of Houston's long-term core. His role includes floor spacing with three-point shooting, versatile defense, and secondary ball handling alongside Durant. The alleged burner messages described him as someone who couldn't be trusted to make shots or get stops, and suggested he would never reach his potential. Instead of sounding like private, constructive criticism, the comments came across as harsh and personal, the kind that could seriously damage a young player's confidence, especially if shared in a group chat that may have included people outside Durant's closest circle.
And he even talked about Trae Young. He said Trae Young's breath was kicking. He said he can shoot from the half court, but he can't shoot a mint in his mouth.
That's the real issue. How those players would feel if the messages were true. Jabari Smith Jr. is in just his 4th NBA season. He's still growing and figuring things out. Young players often look up to veteran stars for support, leadership, and confidence. If that same veteran is privately calling you a lost cause, it changes everything. It can affect how you interact in practice, on team flights, and inside the locker room. Trust becomes harder to maintain. Then there's Alperen Sengun, the 23-year-old Turkish center the Houston Rockets see as their franchise cornerstone. He runs the offense with his post skills, vision, and passing. He leads the team in rebounds and assists and is viewed as a key part of the future. The alleged burner messages claim that even as a franchise player, he couldn't shoot or defend, and that his weaknesses were a bigger problem than turnovers. Another message suggested frustration about turnovers and blamed the team overall, sounding like someone who had mentally checked out and was putting fault on everyone else. If true, those kinds of comments don't just criticize performance. They question belief, leadership, and commitment. And that's what makes the situation so serious.
Face to face with guys that he talked crap about who knows if they even know.
If those messages really came from Kevin Durant, then the Rockets' top scorer privately called the team's best young player a liability on both ends of the floor, in a group chat that eventually got exposed to millions online. That's not just frustration. That's public damage to trust and reputation. The criticism didn't stop with the Houston Rockets. Former Phoenix Suns teammate Devin Booker was reportedly targeted over leadership dynamics. The account allegedly called Booker and former Suns coach Frank Vogel dictators and suggested that when the team lost, it was my team, but when they won, it was Book's team. That line hinted at resentment over who received credit and who took blame during Durant's time in Phoenix. Steve Kerr was criticized despite being a 3-time champion. And there was also a remark suggesting that if players didn't screen and sacrifice shots for Stephen Curry, they'd get waved off. The messages allegedly went after other stars too, including Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons' Point One commenter summed it up simply. If true, this wasn't just a locker room gripe. It was a scorched earth critique that touched teammates, former teammates, coaches, and some of the biggest names in the league.
And was glued to his phone when he was even on the court getting announced before tip-off. He was on his phone glued, and you could see the look on his face.
That point is key because it shows how this could limit Kevin Durant's options moving forward. If he's traded, which team would want him knowing he might have privately insulted some of their players too? Every franchise would have to weigh that carefully. One comment that stood out was about Trae Young. The account reportedly joked that his breath was bad and that he could shoot from half court, but can't shoot a mint in his mouth. That one wasn't about basketball at all. It was petty, personal, and just mean. That kind of random, personal jab is part of why the whole situation felt so raw and real to everyone watching.